Yo, it's Hit Boy here repping with Hard Knock TV, HS87 repping all day.
Like a Kennedy. And if you feel him at bat, average, ridiculous rap patterns, and fuck who you know, this youngin' got the coldest beats. All my old hoes laying in the coldest sheets. Even if they married, they still can't get over me. You 0 for 3, I'm shooting 100 right from the field now. I'm just a Fresh Prince buzzing like Uncle Phil Child. And I will style, peace to all my Hillary, stuffing money in banks, hitting Maryland's like a kid.
I remember in Hit Story you talked about growing up with one mom and no dad, which is definitely something I could relate to. How did that influence you growing up? Like growing up, because you grew up with your mom and two sisters, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, I definitely had to grow up a lot faster, and I had to learn how to be the man of the house. I had to learn how to take care of myself and protect my mom and my sisters and stuff like that. So I've been taking care of my mom financially since I was 18 years old, just because that's in my spirit. I'm a grinder. I get it, you know what I'm saying? And definitely, you know, not having a pops, but I guess great now because me and my dad are, you know, he's out and we're building a good relationship and stuff like that. So, man, I just took it for what it was.
Was your mom always supportive of the music, or
man, my mom is the reason I'm in this position, man, because she never complained. Like her, like family members, her friends, like people would come over and like be like, "Why are you letting him make this loud noise? Like, what is this?" You know, they were just totally distraught. My mom was like, "Long as he's in the room making music, I know he's safe." So, you know, it will be 5 in the morning, and I got 4 or 5 people over the house and we just jamming out and she's not saying nothing to me, and that's why I just bought her a crib and I'll buy her whips and I'll buy her whatever she wants because she's the reason.
That's dope. Running in Place was actually one of the tracks that stood out. What was it like writing that song and talking about your relationship with your dad?
Man, with all my music, I just try to be honest as possible, you know what I'm saying, especially just touching on subjects like that. Like, those are natural emotions, those are just in me, so it just kind of spills out, and I just try to connect it with the music as best as possible, you know.
That's definitely one of the tracks where you get to see more of your personality and that raw like vulnerability. Was that one of the harder tracks, or did that actually come easier?
No, that was actually one of the early tracks that I did. Yeah, it was just something that was just in me, you know what I'm saying, and it turned out to be it is. The new deal, they said I was overfunded, but I make my own shit, so I never go over budget. When it copy estate, they said I had overdone it. This that fire marshal bill flow. Let me show you something. I'm live in a living color like a Wayne's brother, feeling like I'm home in my away colors. Keep hitting the same jumper. Y'all better put that 2-3 on them before I go 2-3 on them, nigga. I just keep zoning.
09, things were going slow a little bit. You talked about having to get your mind right. Can you put us into that moment and kind of what was going through your head?
So, man, like 09 was around the time we hadn't even done Drop the Road yet. Like, it was just like so many opportunities were just falling through, you know. It was like placements weren't happening as much. I think I had maybe 1 placement in 09, which was I think Mary J. Blige, Stronger, you know what I'm saying, and whatever. But, you know, it was just a time where I just was like, man, what is going on? Like, something has to change. And luckily I had a friend named Esther Dean, who I watched go from sleeping on couches in studios to be a multi-millionaire in a matter of 2 years. She just put me on game with a couple things and showed me this DVD called The Secret and stuff like that. And man, I just started to really embrace being a positive individual, you know what I'm saying? First, it's like, you know, coming from areas where I come from, like, it's kind of hard to be positive because everybody's so negative by default because their parents were negative, their grandparents were negative. It's just like it trickles down, you know what I'm saying? And with the new things I've been introduced to, I just like changed my train of thought. It was that simple, and people don't think it's that simple, but I really was going through not having placements and going through like all these struggles of trying to, you know, build my thing with chasing cash, and then just being a part of a movement that, you know, wasn't really fitting for me anymore. It just was a lot going on, but all I did was just change my mental. I started to wake up every morning and say this is going to be the greatest day of my life, and I would just appreciate the smallest thing. If I got 1 phone call that was leading to progress, I would be the most appreciative for it, and I've been that way since 09, and my life has completely changed.
That's crazy you brought up the Secret, because I feel like that played a role in kind of like my growth too.
Yeah.
For people who might not have seen the documentary or the movie, it's not really a documentary, I guess it has a little bit of both. What main point did you take in?
Speaking it out, man. You know, it's really just just reaffirming faith. You really have to have faith. Like faith is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in yourself, people feel that energy and they know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I just believe in myself more than ever now, and you know what I'm saying. And I really feel excited about everything that's about to happen for me, just off of my own mental.
You the kid, shit. You the golden child, man. We need you.
All my niggas roll up until the cops show up. Her mama say, mama's son is a millionaire. And just for that, throw your ones up in the air. This is freshman adjustment meets late registration. Connected up with the kings, all cause of Ricky's relation to the nigga I've been studying since I started creating. And all these niggas is hating, waiting, judging, debating.
I remember reading a story that that Kanye was someone that you looked up to, and that you made a beat for him. And did you carry it around, or somehow you had this beat that if you ever met him? Can you tell me that story?
It was a beat I made in Atlanta, I think it was 07. I made a beat when the summer I moved down to Atlanta, made this beat, and I was just like, this is a Kanye beat. Like, if I ever meet him, I have to play this for him. And it's so funny, like, we flew out to LA to work, and just so happened that Pharrell was working in the studio across from me, and Kanye came in out of nowhere after I was already in there tripping out that I was in there with Pharrell. Kanye walks in, so I'm just overloading and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I had the beat in my pocket. Just randomly had the beat, and I was like, man, I have to play you this. After Pharrell had played a bunch of new N.W.A stuff, and they were vibing, and we just were all chilling, I just was like, man, I have to play you this beat. And from the time I put it on till it went off, he just rapped and just came with all these different ideas. But nothing ever happened with the track, and I still have it, and I still might use it. But, you know, it was just a dope feeling to know that, you know, that aligned like that.
That's kind of crazy how things just happen the way they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Can y'all do me a favor? This young man is incredible producer, a lot of passion. He made one of the biggest records of all time. Could y'all invite him to the circle? You ready for that, boy? I think they're carrying. You want to go this way? You can come right this way. By the way, there's only one person touched the stage, so I think you deserve it.
Let's fast forward from that experience. You're in Paris. Kanye and Jay are doing Paris 12 times in a row.
Yeah.
I think Jay calls you on stage.
Right.
What's going through your mind?
Man, like, do I actually go up here? Like, I didn't know, like, you know, because, like, I know nobody had ever touched that stage, so I just didn't know what to do. And when I went up and they were telling me to come to the front of the stage, I was like, man, this is really happening right now. And I was faded, so I'm having the time of my life. I'm just having a blast, me mugging the crowd, standing up, like, having a great time. And I didn't want to jump off the stage, so I, like, got down, had the security lift me up and throw me into the crowd, you know.
Yeah,
dope.
That's got to be a crazy, full circle moment.
I have that moment captured, and I blew it up and put it in my studio, and it's just a reminder, you know, that this stuff is a reality, man. Like, I really was on stage with Jay-Z and Kanye in my lifetime. How many people can say that? Yeah. Not a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that shit, and it's, you know, it's just a more confirmation that, you know, hard work pays off.
Indeed. How has going overseas influenced you?
Oh, it's amazing, man. Just seeing a different type of escapes and stuff like that, and different type of people, and fashion, and architecture and stuff like that, man. It just opens your mind up to so much more. Like, I wasn't raised traveling all the time. Like, I was in one spot and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have the means to be able to learn about certain things, because my parents weren't taught about certain things. My parents were kids when they had me, so just, you know, having an opportunity to have music take me to all these places, it's an amazing thing. This is just what I love to do, you know, so it's fun.